Good evening, everyone. Hope you have had a wonderful day. So, when I went on live yesterday and we talked about an aspect of healing that I have come across in my work as a practitioner, and it is becoming more and more increasingly difficult to describe myself in one particular word. Yes, I am an Ayurvedic practitioner. Yes, I'm a Reiki master healer. Yes, I am an intuitive guide. And I am a in training spiritual director as well. So these seem like four different aspects of me that I'm working on: the body, energy, mind, and soul. But in truth, I wanted to have this conversation. What is the meaning of healing? Because that is where we are going with the who do we need to support us, to facilitate us on this path of healing. So there is a three-dimensional reality, which is the Newton's law, Newton's world of physics. So in the Newton's world of physics, the energy is solidified matter. In this dimension of the physical reality, we exist as this physical body, which is vibrating at a particular dense frequency, and it has its own needs and requirements, which we fulfill through the diet we give it and through the support of the physiological processes that we go through. In this reality, we suffer the imbalances. Everything in the world is made of the five elements, a combination of the five elements, and based on which element is in predominance in us, we have the Ayurvedic body types. And we have those elements that influence our physiological pathways, that influence our psychological responses to situations, whether we give into anxiety or worry, or do we have a tendency to go into depression, do we have a tendency to go into anger and get frustrated. How will our digestion work? How will our immunity work? What will our sleep be like? All of these factors are influenced through this dynamic interplay where space and air come together beautifully to create the movement, any movement in the body, in a being, I would like to say. And then fire and water come together to produce that transformation where we are taking in through the sense organs information through this three-dimensional world as we see it, which is also called the human side, and processing it to make it our own. And then there is earth and water, which is creating the stability and the structure. Now, in this physical body, we can feel the physical sensations, and the body talks to us through signs and symptoms. There is another layer where we have a layer of thoughts. Now, when we go into this three-dimensional reality of thoughts, mostly we engage with the conscious and topmost subconscious layer. So conscious mind is 5% of our thoughts. In this layer, we are aware of what we are thinking. Actually, sometimes we are not even aware of what we are thinking, and sometimes people are so in sync with their thoughts, they are one with their thoughts, that there is no separation between who am I and what am I thinking. Yes? So this conscious mind layer, which produces different things, because as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, our thoughts produce the neurochemicals in the brain. Those neurochemicals again influence the physical pathways, the biological processes, and these emotions are producing the physical states of imbalance or balance. So to work with that conscious level of thoughts, we work in the process of counseling and talking through it on that layer. Yes? And then there is a layer of feelings where we understand the feelings as they come, as anger, shame, guilt, fear. And we associate with these feelings, and that too we engage on a very surface level on what brings us joy, what is making us angry on a very surface level. This is the situation that is making us angry. The reason I say that is because unless there is a trigger, like the Newton's first law of motion says, a body in a state of motion will stay in that same state of motion or same state of rest unless there is an external force applied to it. And this is what happened in our three-dimensional reality. When that force comes in the form of a traumatic moment or a critical health condition, health problem, that is when we start to change our pathways, when we start to look at the different dimensions from where the healing come. So in this three-dimensional reality, the diet, making the changes to the lifestyle, and herbs, having the therapies, they all have their own role to play because they are bringing balance to the 5 elements on this level. Yes? So the basic concept of Ayurveda is like increases like. And this similarity is what is used to bring into balance what is missing in that state of health in the physical body. So we start looking at, okay, when we assess a person, and this is the beauty of Ayurveda, it starts with actually prasanna atma indriya mana. So yes, we look at the entire physical body. Is your body and all the systems working in balance? And there is a very, very simple technique to know whether you are in balance or not. Send me a PM if you want that chart. I will send that quiz through to you to just tick the boxes and know where you are in your state of balance. It's not hard, okay? Your body is always talking, and through the signs and symptoms, you can figure out, okay, this is the imbalance happening. These are the elements that are going in excess. These are the elements that are needed, they are deficient, and then you can bring that balance back through adding what is missing and taking away what is in excess. Now there is another aspect of healing which I want to bring here, which is the 5th dimensional aspect. Now what we are doing is we are moving from the Newtonian world to the quantum world. And in the quantum world, everything is a vibration. And the world, the photons behave as we expect them to behave. We all know that science experiment that a photon will behave as a particle of light, or a wave based on what the observer wants it to be, right? So we are entering this new unknown territory, which is also called the mystical territory. Why is this important? Why do we need to delve into that quantum field? Because deep beneath the conscious and subconscious is the deeper layers of subconscious and collective human unconscious. And these are the things which cannot be reached through our three-dimensional reality. In fact, to reach these states, to understand the depth, the triggers, the causes from which the imbalances are coming, or the causes from which the responses of our being to the situations is coming, whether it be in the physical body in the form of an illness or in the emotional body in the sense of anxiety, stress, panic attack, it all has its deep causative relationship in this 5th dimension. And though it is accessing this dimension is called reaching into the altered states of consciousness. Now, we all understand the reality of the three-dimensional world as the science has explained to us, that everything is made of atoms, and atoms are 99.9% empty space, which means that it's basically electromagnetic frequency. So this body you are seeing, anything for that matter you are seeing, is energy solidified. It's just a vibration. We all carry a very unique frequency. Example, if I take you into a room filled with 100 people, you know no one at all, you will enter the room and you will look around and you will instantly connect with one person and feel like, yes, I want to go ahead and talk with this person or have a connection. But at the same time, without even knowing the name or what they do or who they are, you might feel a sense of resistance to meeting, a hesitation to meet someone else. Why is that so? Because that is your frequency, your electromagnetic signature, already giving you the information of what is the right vibrational match for you. When everything is a vibration, the body is a vibration, every thought we think is a vibration. Yes, and we have already understood how the brain translate that thought, that feeling, into a neurotransmitter. That's all Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, which I will not go in this talk. So the thoughts are vibration, feelings are vibration, and the deep subconscious is where it is being held. And in that essence, there is only two definitions of there's like the highest vibration of love and the densest vibration of fear, and in between is all the other emotions. And remember, anything that is not of bliss is fear. So fear encompasses a lot of things like anger, sadness, frustration, jealousy. So there is a whole panorama. Yes? The fear is again of two levels. One is a very gut level instinctual fear, which is a part of the nature, which is like 3 to 5%, where when you are in actual danger, your body will go into that fight and flight mode to work with it, your gut instinct. But more often than not, we are trapped in the fear of the beliefs, which is stopping us from actually feeling healthy, from actually moving forward in life, and it keeps us trapped. Yes? So the significance of this is, and I'm getting to it, in Ayurveda it is said that when a body perishes, the soul, along with the 5 subtle elements, which are called tanmatra, then when they are expressed in the physical world, they are called the pancha mahabhut, the 5 elements that form the physical matter, solidity. And on that dimension, in the 5th dimension, they are called the tanmatras. In their subtle form, these elements, along with it, the manas, the mind of the person. And this again resonates beautifully with the first Hermetic law, which says, law of mentalism, all is of the mind. Everything is being created by our mind. And there are some scientists who are also saying that brain does not actually see what the eyes see, brain sees what the mind is perceiving it to be. An example of that: you have put something on the table. It's very common with kids. You tell your child, Mom, where's this stuff? And you say, it's on the table. And they're like, I can't see it. And then you go into the room and you're like, it was right in front of you. Couldn't you see it? Yes. So if the mind is not engaged, the sense organs and brain cannot fulfill their function perfectly. Another example, you're talking to a friend and they say something, and then you say, sorry, my mind was not here. I was thinking about something else. Can you repeat what you were saying? So the mind plays a very important role in how we are perceiving the world. In the same way, every emotion, every feeling is triggered through the perception of the mind. Yes? So whatever you feel uncomfortable about, if the person in front of you mentions it, that will trigger the emotion. But if you are not affected with it, then it will not trigger that emotion. Yes? So, in this 5th dimension, from this 5th dimension, the soul with the 5 elements in their subtle form comes through into this 3-dimensional reality. So it is like, now, it is a coded information. It is energy coded in, which is co-creating our reality. And in this 3rd dimension, if we give it the appropriate fertile ground for it to manifest, it will. That means that you might have a genetic seed of diabetes, but if you maintain your diet and lifestyle, you can prevent that disease. You do not necessarily have to have it. But if you do not have a seed, but you influence it through having the imbalanced kind of diet, you will produce the disease. So you are seeing where I'm getting at. I'm moving more and more towards the empowered state of healing, of where this all is coming from. Now, along with the self and the 5 subtle elements and the manas, the mind that has come, there's another thing that comes. The 2 more things. There's buddhi, the intelligence. And one of the main causes of disease in Ayurveda is pragya aprad, which means an error in intelligence, which is very, very much a reflection of what is said in A Course in Miracles. There is no sin, everything is an error of perception. So when that buddhi, that intelligence is damaged, then the error of perception happens. So simple thing. There's a chocolate in front of you that is an object. Eyes are the sense organs. Eyes perceive the chocolate. mind interprets it. This is my favorite brand of chocolate, or I don't like it. Yeah, so we are going with the favorite brand. The buddhi, the intelligence, will tell the mind, this chocolate is not good for you, so you better not eat it. Yes. And then we go into the ego, which will depend, are we conscious? Conscious in the sense, are we aware or not aware? So if we are not aware and we are going through a bad time in relationship, we are feeling low, we will unconsciously reach out for this chocolate as an emotional eating and satisfy that sense of emptiness in our soul by eating this food. So the error has occurred. That is the error in perception. Whereas if we are aware of it, we will know that, okay, this is not the chocolate, it is me feeling sad about certain thing, and you use your tools, whether they are pranayam, meditation, or the EFT, intuitive tapping, journal writing, whatever tools you use to go into that altered state of consciousness, and you release that sense of emotional charge to that situation, and then you can reach out and eat that chocolate without any emotional charge. Like Buddha says, just eating, just eat without any emotional charge happening there. Yeah. So you see from where it is coming, how influential the fifth dimension is in creating the sense of sickness, imbalance, sense of feeling lost and confused or emotionally triggered in this third dimension. So then there is this ego. Ego now is to be understood. It's not pride. It is the personality, I-ness, individuality. Now another example. So if you have, say, a glass, right? And you take it into the ocean and you dip the glass into the ocean and let it stay under the surface. What would you say? Would you say the water in the glass belongs to the ocean, or is the water in the glass of the glass? Yes? Because as long as the glass is submerged in the ocean, it is still the water of the ocean. And the minute that glass breaks, the water merges to be one, and there would be no separation at all of the water in the glass and outside the glass, because the glass is gone. So this glass is the ego, the I-ness, the I individuality we create for ourselves so we can navigate this world. Yeah? So there's a beautiful concept in yoga of vasana and samskaras. So vasana is a thought that arises in the mind, and when there is a continuous thought, it becomes a sanskara, it becomes a seed, and that carries forward with the soul. So the soul carries these samskaras through every lifetime when you are born. This is where the role of the intuitive guide or the fifth dimensional healer comes in, where we tune in into the subconscious and identify these seeds of samskaras which are causing imbalance in the present life. The fear, the grief, the shame, the humiliation that has been experienced in one particular moment, that is now impacting the health and well-being in this lifetime. And this is for the conditions where, no matter what amount of physical healing you have done, nothing works, or without reason. And we have all seen people who eat so well and healthy, do the yoga, and still get sick. Or we see people who eat unhealthy and still are not getting sick. There is all kind of paradoxes existing in the world. But this is where the causes are coming from. So when we can bring the unity of the healing through the multi-dimensions meeting each other, where we honor the third dimension signs and symptoms and balance it through diet and nutrition and through routine and the herbs and therapies, but we go deeper and understand the symbolic language of the emotions, and we also bring in this look into where did this come from, where does the samskara come from, where did this seed come from that is bringing this sickness, then we can do something about it. Then we can bring a measure of, a sense of a balance or healing. And I've worked with clients who have had panic attacks, and we work through this combined effort of combining both the Ayurveda and the energy healing modality, bringing the third dimension and fifth dimension together, and they don't go on antidepressants. and they have the tools. And this is again, now beyond that, the need to be empowered. Yes. So when I am saying I'm facilitating this or someone else is facilitating this, it is nothing special. Every single one of us has that power to go within into that altered state of consciousness. Check Dr. Joe Dispenza's EEG graphs, beautiful meditations showing how the different areas, how when we move into the theta waves, different areas light up, and especially the precordial frontal cortical region where all the mystical experiences happen. Yes. So each one of us has a power, each one of us has the capability to tune into this intelligence, into this pragya, into this intelligence, so that we can make an informed choice about how we are living every day. Because life happens in moments. If I ask you to remember the important events in your life, you probably might or might not remember the date or the year or the weekday or the time, but you will always remember the moment I held my baby for the first time, the moment I opened that letter. Yeah. So life happens in moment, and we are losing that present moment by worrying about the past and the future. And with this understanding of the multidimensional healing, we are coming back to ourselves in the present moment, where we have the power to make a change, where we have the power to make an informed choice, engaging with the manas, buddhi, ahankara, to make the right choice so that we can live a healthy life. And not only healthy life, like Ayurveda says, atma indriya mana, prasanna atma indriya mana, not just the body, but your soul should be happy, your mind should be at peace, and your sense organs should be also thoroughly pacified, satisfied. Yes. So think about it, sit with it. What do you feel? Do you feel that you are very engaged in the physical reality and this matter world, and you are happy to go with the conventional medicine? All power to you. Or do you know that there is something beyond the physical body? Something beyond you, which at this point of time you might be thinking that there will be a person like perhaps myself or some other facilitator or healer who can help you achieve that balance, get rid. And we talked about this yesterday, about the energies, right? Go and see that live. Or are you willing to take that next step and go within yourself and say, I embrace my power. I choose my power to make choices in my life so that I can live happy and healthy life. So this, my friends, the third dimension and fifth dimension, and I don't need to say the fourth dimension, is of the symbolism of the emotions, which will lead us into another rabbit hole where I will talk about the dream interpretations and how the visions come, and the basic of the love and the fear. And like I in one of the mentoring sessions I mentioned today, just to get a grasp, think of, as we talk about cold as absence of heat, in the same way fear is absence of love. Wherever there is not bliss, there is fear. So go within yourself, do a body scan, sit with yourself, close down your eyes and take a deep breath. There is a reason why every meditation starts with it, because when we are engaged in the world, we are in the sympathetic nervous system, which is getting things done. Or the adrenals are working when we are under stress. So we are in the fight and flight mode. Do I run away from here or do I fight this situation? Both the situations are creating stress in the body. But as soon as we close the eyes and take a deep breath into the belly, we are engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, which is signaling to the entire body that you are safe. And that is why in that safe space then, we can create a space within this space where we can go deeper and meet our essence that we are talking about, and then engage with it and get the information and the power that is needed. Yes? Leave in the comments what most resonated with you. I would love to hear that. And I'm writing an ebook on this and it will be coming out soon. Send me a PM if you would really like to receive it. It should be out in 10 days. Thank you for joining me live, and please do leave your comments. It would be lovely to hear what you think about this, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Much love to you all. Bye for now.